right, here we are working on GeoGebra. Today's lesson is using GeoGebra to reflect an object. So here we go. So you've logged into GeoGebra. You've got this screen, so we'll go to New. We'll choose GeoGebra Math Apps. When you get to this screen, it says here Graphing Calculator. Some of you chose this in our last assignment, and while everything worked just fine, it's not the best for two reasons. Number one, you get this screen here and it fills up with all these points that you're working on, and it's just a distraction. So we don't want to use the Graphing Calculator app. We want instead to go down here to Geometry, and we choose that. We get this blank screen. We want to quickly turn on the axes and the grid. Choose that grid, and we'll reposition it. All right, today we're going to reflect, and reflect is just like looking in a mirror, and it sounds like just what it is. We'll start with drawing using the polygon tool. I noticed in the last assignment some of you used the line segment tool to create your polygons, and then you weren't able to reflect it, and that just doesn't work. So we need to choose the polygon tool here. I'm going to make a really crazy thing. Not actually, I'm going to keep it fairly simple. Yeah, I'm going to keep it this simple here. All right, so here is our polygon. We want to reflect it. The thing about reflecting is you have to have a line of reflection. This is going to be our line of reflection for the first one. This is the y-axis. We are going to reflect it across the y-axis. So again, we go here to our tools. Here, reflect about a line. So we'll click this. And then you notice the tool, it says to select the object, then the line of reflection. So I'll click the object and the line, and voila, here we go. We've reflected it. Interesting thing here, if I go over to the move tool and I grab this, watch when I move my pre-image, look what happens. Ooh, magic. All right, let's go back and put it back where we had it. So this is our first reflection. Again, it's very important. I'm going to pull this in one place. It's very important that we name each of our vertices because we want to see what's happening to the coordinates of each vertice as we reflect it across the axes. So I'm going to go to my move tool. I'm going to click on the point. I'm going to go to the letters here, the AA. I want to name and value. See here, B equals -5, 5. Well, why did it say B first and not A? Well, it said that because I started with this one. So when I click this, hidden value, there's A. Let's do, this should be C. Oh my goodness, it is. Click and click. And if you don't want a lot of these, you'll want to make your polygon to have fewer sides. A triangle, a quadrilateral, whatever. So let's go over to our image, our first reflected image, and let's click the points here and name and value, name and value, name and value, name and value. All right, it's going to be really important that you notice what these ordered pairs are doing, what the coordinates are doing. When we reflect across the y-axis, notice what's happening to the coordinates. This is -6, 3. This is +6, 3. You're going to need to be able to describe that. All right, let's reflect this object across the x-axis. Actually, let's start with the pre-image. We're going to reflect this across the x-axis. So I'll go here, reflect about a line, choose the object, choose the line, and look, there it is. I'm going to turn on my move tool to allow me to move this up a little bit. And there we go. Again, check out the coordinates. A is negative 6, 3. Down here, it's negative 6, negative 3. Pay attention to that. That's very important. All right, so I've reflected our pre-image across the y-axis. I've reflected it across the x-axis. But the thing is, we can reflect across other lines. Watch what happens. I'm going to undo that for a minute, and I'm going to put in another line here. The line, let's make a line, let's make a line here, from here to here. That's a new line. I can reflect this thing across that line. So let's go to our reflection tool and look. Again, watch what happens when I move my pre-image. Oh, everything moves. And watch, look at all those coordinates changing. Here, let's put it back where it belongs. Whoops, was it there? I think it was there. Okay. Now, look at B, negative 5, 5. B is negative 9, 5. Well, wait a minute. Gosh, that's not the same as what we had happen here. They were the same numbers. We just changed a sign on the x coordinate. So when you reflect across a line other than one of the axes, it's not as simple to just figure out quickly what the new coordinates are. So that's how you reflect across an axis, and that's how you reflect across a line. We could have our line be anything we want. I'm going to undo this line, turn on a line. I can reflect it across any line that I choose here. Watch this. Reflect it. Wow. Again, I'm going to move it just to show you what happens when you move it. So that is how you reflect across a line of reflection. Read your assignment that's attached with this video, and happy reflection.